Third, the most important party in this dispute is the general public. The Government, your Government, has been silent in keeping the public informed of what will happen tomorrow. The Gardaí are our protectors, but you are the political person responsible for the Gardaí. The Commissioner sent out letters the other day requiring members to attend for duty tomorrow. Do you know, have you been apprised by the Garda Commissioner as to how many members are going to be turning up for work tomorrow? Will Garda stations be open and will 99 calls be answered? What are you and your Government going to do, Tanaiste, to ensure that the people in this country are safe tomorrow?
Thank
you. Well, deputies are aware that the GRA have been working with the Labour Court, that the Labour Court has said they will be giving a decision tomorrow. As we speak here about this dispute, the Labour Court are meeting AGSI to consider their submissions and the official submissions. I would still, at this point, appeal to both organisations to pull back from the brink. I would ask them to stand back and suspend tomorrow's action to allow the time and the space for the Labour Court to continue to do its work. It is the highest arbitration that we have in the land. All of the various mechanisms of industrial relations have been made available to An Garda Síochána, the Workplace Relations Commission and the Labour Court. The GRA have also agreed that a ballot will take place, and I would say give that ballot the time, make sure that we have the space again and the time for people to consider what will be on the table after the Labour Court make their recommendation. And as I say, I would appeal to both organisations to withdraw. In relation to your points about the legislation, we have said that will be urgently considered. Taoiseach made that very clear yesterday. I have been making it clear for quite a period of time now that the Government accepts that the Gardaí should have access to the Workplace Relations Commission and to the all of the mechanisms that go with that, and to the Labour Court, and we've actually acted. Clearly they have it in shadow form at present. In relation to your point about recent events, let me point out that just a number of weeks ago, AGSI's members accepted the negotiations that were being done by the Government in a secret ballot of their members, 70-30%. So the negotiations had made progress at that point. Just to look at the timeline around what has happened. The members of the GRA came into negotiations over a long period, many months, and on a Friday evening said that they had accepted the offer that was on the table and they'd go to their executive. That's the history of what had happened. We then urgently I invited the associations back in to have discussions, and that then eventually led to the Workplace Relations Commission and to the Labour Court. And as I say, we await the outcome of that. In relation to your point about contingency planning, let's be very clear. The Commissioner has, of course, at all times been considering this. She has sent out the letter to ascertain what numbers will be available. And I do want to say to the House now that the GRA, in the event of their strike going ahead, have said that they will cooperate with the Garda with the Commissioner to make sure that a basic policing service will be in place so that emergencies can be responded to. But let's be clear that if 12,800 Gardaí go on strike, there is no contingency plan that can replace that number. And we are talking about essential services. We are talking about keeping our airports and our ports open. We are speaking about commerce continuing and responses being made to serious and urgent 999 calls and emergency situations. That's the reality.
You have another opportunity, Deputy O'Callaghan. 1 minute.
Taoiseach, everyone is making an appeal to the parties to pull back from the brink, but you have to recognise there are two parties on the brink, not just the Garda associations, but the Government as well. And it's not simply satisfactory to say, well, this matter is being dealt with by the Labour Court. That's a process that the Government isn't directly involved in. The question I'm asking you is in respect of the contingency plans. Can the people of this country be safe in the knowledge that tomorrow they will be protected? You've told the House that you can't say that there will be sufficient contingency plans in place. but you have a responsibility to ensure that the people of this country are safe tomorrow. And it is regrettable that there may be criminal gangs planning serious operations for tomorrow, and responsibility for that rests with the Garda associations. It also rests with the Government Tanaiste. We heard this morning that there were reports suggesting that the Labour Court may not have enough time after they met with the AGSI and in order for them to make recommendations. Is there any truth to this report? And are you confident, Tanaiste, that the Labour Court recommendation will be out later today? And can I ask you also, do you expect a ballot to take place on this issue? And have plans been put in place to meet the GRA and the AGSI to either discuss the Labour Court recommendation or contingency plans later today?
Well, Deputy, the first thing I would say to you is that the Labour Court is independent, and they've made it clear that they cannot make a decision in relation to the claim today, that they need more time. I'm saying to you that because of that, that is the very reason why the associations should not go ahead with their planned action tomorrow. In terms of contingency planning, that of course in the first instance is a matter for the Garda Commissioner, but let me be very clear. Of course, Government, of course I have been involved in discussions with the Garda Commissioner and being kept informed by her as to the nature of the contingency plan that is being developed. And clearly, and you'll understand, for very obvious reasons, all of the details in relation to that, for the very reasons you've outlined, cannot be made public. But have no doubt the Commissioner and her management team will be explaining in detail to the public later on, if the strike is to go ahead, the details of that contingency plan. And as I've just said, the association, the GRA, have agreed and are in discussions with the Commissioner as we speak in relation to the kind of support they can offer in the event of withdrawal of their members tomorrow. And of course people will be concerned. And it is a different situation if we do not have our full complement of Gardaí out there. But every effort has been made and will continue to be made to ensure that the public are safe, that there is a response to 999 calls, that commerce continues, that the airport and ports remain open, and that business gets on insofar as possible, that there is maximum safety for our citizens with the limited resources that will be available.
Deputy McDonald.